If the vehicle or piece of equipment that you're operating comes into contact with an exposed energized source, then you should remain on that vehicle or equipment as long as the possibility of contact exists. That equipment is your equipotential zone of protection. But the catch is, equipotential only works if you stay in your equipotential zone, which in this case means staying on that vehicle or piece of equipment. However, if the energy source is not shut down, then things may only go from bad to worse. Tires may catch fire, aerosol hydraulic fluid from ruptured hoses may ignite, fuel tanks may become compromised.
Okay, so the scariest environment imaginable. Thanks. That's all you gotta say. Scariest environment imaginable.
So, there very well may be a time when you're going to have to make the call on whether it's safe to remain on or to get off that energized piece of equipment. But rest assured, if you decide to get off that energized piece of equipment, you'd better do it right, because if not, then your first step will be your last. Here, for whatever reason, our worker has made the decision to dismount this energized vehicle. If you must dismount a potentially energized piece of equipment, then you want to break all contact with the equipment before contacting the ground. This is accomplished by jumping. When jumping, do not maintain any kind of contact with the equipment. Do not hold onto the vehicle for balance. Do not maintain 3-point contact. This will only expose you to 2 points of electrical contact, which will be your touch potential, and it will result in a very short escape attempt, so don't do it. When jumping, you are not going for distance. Realize that the ground is energized for about 20 feet in all directions. So unless you can jump 30 feet in a single bound, you need to put that thought out of your head and focus your concentration on maintaining your balance, keeping your hands to yourself, and sticking that landing. During mid-jump, there should be a point when you are making absolutely no contact with anything. This is your moment of isolation. This is where you're leaving one electrical potential and you're about to enter another. When you land with both feet together and don't fall. If you fall, then you'll now be exposing yourself to step potential, that voltage difference between your hands and knees. More than likely, you'll never get up. This is where they'll draw that chalk outline around whatever is left of you. So, don't fall. Let's back the timeline up a bit then to where our guy actually stuck that landing. Landing with both feet together ensures that you are maintaining as near an equipotential zone of protection as possible under the circumstances. Once you stuck the landing and are on the ground with both feet together, keep your head because you are not out of the woods yet. All you did was jump from one danger zone into another. Now it's time to get to the safe zone, and you can do this in one of two ways. One is to shuffle. Shuffle away from the equipment and the electrical source. Again, keep both feet as close together as possible at all times. This is to eliminate any chance of 2 points of electrical contact. When shuffling, it is recommended keeping about a 6-inch overlap between the feet for the duration of the shuffle. Only when you get about 30 feet away should you consider yourself safe enough to break into your much anticipated sprint. Another option in getting to the safe zone is, after having successfully jumped clear, bunny hop away from the hazard. The same rules apply. Keep your feet as close together as possible to maintain your equipotential protection. You're not going for distance. You want to maintain your balance. Don't touch anything, and don't fall. Whichever method is used, as you are putting distance between you and the electrical hazard, don't consider yourself safe until you're about 30 feet away. One final graphic example of how to and how not to exit an energized vehicle. There are 2 men inside the cab of this vehicle. As they crawl it forward, it appears that they are trying to sneak their load under some low-hanging energized conductors, and then they realize they've actually made contact with them. This is the case because you can actually see the electrical arcing between the tires and the ground. The occupants have decided to stop the vehicle and now are contemplating exiting this energized piece of equipment. After some hesitation, one of the men attempts to exit the cab. Presently, this individual is making a single point of electrical contact, which is the vehicle. As he exits the vehicle, he maintains this first point of contact, and then his feet hit the ground. When his feet hit the ground, this is his second point of electrical contact, and that's as far as he gets. The second man, however, jumps from the cab. As he does so, he breaks all contact with the vehicle and lands on the ground with both feet together. Granted, he doesn't bunny hop or shuffle away, so how did he manage to keep going? Well, if I were a betting man, I'd say he had enough momentum built up that he had some pretty long strides in that sprint. Long enough, in fact, that he probably only had 1 foot in contact with the ground at any single point in time. I personally would not recommend this method, but it does appear to have been effective for him. Because of that, he lived.